You've heard that great "it's too late to plant" lie? You know, the most expensive lie in the garden? When you hear July, it's too late to plant, that's dead wrong. So don't believe the lie. You can plant in July. You know why that's the most expensive lie there is? Because you definitely can plant in July. You can actually start a garden in July. Come on, let's take a look. Your July garden starts right now. And today we're going to look at a handful of plants you can plant by seed and still have a great harvest this year. It might be a little late to plant your tomatoes by seed. Look at this. This is a hybrid variety, and these are purple. And that's my first purple tomato. This is supposed to be purple all the way through. Well, it's got purple meat. Well, it's definitely got purple meat, but it's still a little green inside. Oh man, that may not be completely right, but it sure is good. Today is Saturday, and you know what that means. We go to you and we celebrate what's going on in your garden. We're going to look at several things you can plant by seed in July. You can even start a brand new garden. And some of our contributors show how easy it is in a small space with containers. And let's take a look at Larry and Michelle's garden in North Carolina. With a few buckets and a little bit of space, you can grow a thriving garden and get enough food to eat in the winter. Even with some storm damage, it looks like you had a tree come down. Well, that's just free mulch. I appreciate you sharing what's going on in your container garden this year. Now, why do I say July is a perfect time to start a garden? Because the soil is the warmest it's going to be. And underneath your deep mix mulch, it's going to retain some moisture. But when you plant into this soil in July, it's like planting into jet fuel. Seeds that normally take a week or so to germinate will come up in 2 to 3 days. All right, here I've got a trellis that needs something. Right now is a great time to put cucumbers in. They're one of the fastest germinators and fastest producers you can get in your garden. Now, I've had a rabbit in here. I've actually had a couple rabbits in here. I know, because the cats finally got around and taken a couple of them out. But they've done a tremendous amount of damage to a lot of seedlings I've had this year. I've got an open trellis here, so I'm going to go ahead and put a couple cucumbers in, see if we can't get a nice cucumber harvest. So that's the number one thing I'd plant. The next thing I'd plant is some bush beans. They come up very fast and produce a lot of food. It's probably too late to plant some more sweet potatoes, and as you can see, the rabbits have just eaten the leaves off of these. But these vines are good and healthy, and they're putting on new growth, so I'm not too worried about that. I could be a lot more medieval about trying to keep the critters out, but if I did that, I wouldn't have what Mike and Linda experienced. Check this out. They got to experience new life. They had a pair of cardinals nest in their cilantro that they let go to seed. And while they were waiting for them to grow up and fly away, they decided to take some music lessons. And that is one heck of a trombone. That's a great squash. Your inspiration in your deep mix mulch garden is amazing. Thank you for sharing. And another thing we're going to plant is carrots. We left one in the corner, and you can see it's kind of died back, and it's drying back. And we're going to plant that with our cardboard method. Now, what's the cardboard for? Well, you lay out your cardboard, and that tells you how long your row can be. How's that, you say? Well, I'm going to show you the easiest way to plant carrots. I heard a feller say, "You mean I could have been doing this for the last 40 years? There ain't no way. This is the easiest way to plant carrots. You're going to be amazed." Since we're growing in the deep mulch, first thing you have to do is clear your mulch back down the soil. These are some carrot seeds I saved from a couple years ago, and here's the trick. Well, this is going to have a little trash in it, but it still has good seeds. There, I sprinkled it on, patted it in, good soil contact. The soil is good and loose, and those ought to go down pretty far. The trick with your carrots is they have to stay damp until they've germinated. So what we just planted, if you can call that planting, we just threw those on top and patted them down. And like I said, the most important thing with carrots is they need to stay moist until they germinate. Look at that, that's perfect length. I'm gonna wet the cardboard a little bit while I try to find an open spot to plant these carrots. Let's go on down to Orlando, take a look at Bruce's food forest, and see the succession planting he's got going on. Now, Bruce wasn't worried about the frost they had earlier this year, and he had cut his moringa back, and just look how big and how fast they've grown. For a superfood, if you can get moringa growing in your garden, I suggest you do that. Now, obviously here in Zone 7, I'm not going to be able to grow the pineapples like he's growing, but this is fantastic. Along with everything else that he has going on, it's a wonder he was able to take a vacation and go fishing last week. And it wouldn't be Saturday if we didn't look at our banana and our moringa. Now, my garden has gotten so big that I haven't been able to get as much mulch down as I'd like to get down. And because of that, we've got wild things growing. Check out this little beauty. A lot of people call this a weed. It's purslane. It's edible. But there's always something to do in the garden. Now, the next thing that I'm going to direct sow, and we've waited on purpose this year, is squash. Simply because the squash vine borer, its life cycle ends in the middle of July, so we're going to hopefully have squash plants that don't have to worry about the vine borers. So we're going to plant a couple kinds of zucchini. I just have to find a spot. Oh, and I see some more cherry tomatoes that are ripe. It also looks like we've had a worm over here. I just don't see them. I'm looking, but we've got quite a few of these that have been stripped. So hopefully one of the birds came in and ate that worm. Since it's a volunteer and these are free tomatoes, and that's why we do it, because it tastes great. Today we've got a young couple, they're new to this community, Jeremy and Kirsten. Like Larry and Michelle in North Carolina, they've got a small area in Oklahoma. They've used buckets, raised beds, cattle panel trellis. Just look at the production they're getting so far. And just look at the hardest work you ever do in a deep mixed mulch garden, and that's harvest. That harvest is wonderful. Thank you and welcome to this community. And I invite you to join this community. We're just a loose-knit group of people that like to get our hands dirty and grow things that taste great. There's no obligation and it doesn't cost anything. Just send in a photo now and again, let us celebrate what's going on in your garden. That way we can motivate others and show them just what's possible in a garden. On the 11th of July, it's still not too late to plant or even start a garden. You can even plant corn. Now, with 100 days, you're going to be pushing it, but you still have a chance. Okra, on the other hand, it's probably a little too late. We've got flowers coming up on this, and we planted these quite a bit earlier, and they really thrive in the hottest part of the summer. But your beets, your turnips, your radishes, carrots, which we just talked about, all of those can go in by seed right now, and even if it gets to the first frost, all they're going to do is turn sweeter. So you want to get those in now. Your brassicas, your cabbages, your broccoli, your cauliflower, you can go ahead and start those in cells inside right now. It's still a little early. You can plant them outside, but it's still a little warm. I'm going to plant those here in just a little bit. But if you get your squash in right now, you eliminate some of the pest problems, and you're going to produce all the way up to frost with your squash. You actually have time to get basil in. This is all basil that came up from seed. The water was just running through here like a river. As soon as it stopped, they germinated, came up. And our peanuts made it through the flood just fine. Turmeric's coming up. We got some more basil that was back there. Unfortunately, our sweet potatoes met with the rabbit. I still have high hopes we're going to have a decent harvest come the end of summer. So anywhere you've got an open space, go ahead and put a seed in. See what you get. And in worst case scenario, it gets a little warm, just come out and hang out in the garden and enjoy nature. You can do this too. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you.